Welcome to News Mongolia. We will bring you the latest stories and updates from across the nation and beyond. I'm Batsirin Namshir. On the News Mongolia tonight, Mongols becomes the first Asian team to qualify for the playoffs of IEM Katowice. 75% of fraud crimes occur in an online environment. Mongolia to compete in curling for the first time at the Asian Winter Games. For the news, stay tuned. Mongolia's Mongols has shattered regional barriers in the world of esports, becoming the first Asian team to qualify for the playoffs of the prestigious Intel Extreme Masters Katowice 2025 in Counter-Strike 2. With dominant victories over Team Liquid and Gamer Legion, the young Mongolian squad is rewriting esports history, showcasing world-class talent and strategic brilliance on one of Counter-Strike 2's biggest stages.
Mongolia has become a rising esports powerhouse. MongolZ has made history by becoming the first Asian team to qualify for the playoffs of the prestigious Intel Extreme Masters Katowice 2025. Competing against some of the world's top Counter-Strike 2 teams, MongolZ's remarkable journey has captured the attention of the global esports community, showcasing the immense talent emerging from Mongolia. Ranked number 8 globally and number 3 in Valve's official rankings, MongolZ earned a direct invitation to the tournament's group stage based on their outstanding performance on the international stage. Battling for a share of the $1 million prize pool, the team demonstrated their dominance with back-to-back victories against elite competitors. In their second group stage match, Mongols faced Sweden's Gamer Legion, led by Eric, known as ZTR Gustafsson. The Mongolian squad secured a convincing 2-0 victory with scores of 13-10 on Nuke and 13-5 on Mirage. Team captain Gert Magne, known as Blitz Byamsurung, aged 23, delivered an exceptional performance with a 104.5 ADR and a 15+ KD ratio, leading his team with precision and strategic mastery. On the previous day, Mongols triumphed over the formidable Team Liquid in an intense 2-1 series, Nuke 10-13, Mirage 13-8, Asian 13-11, securing their place in the playoffs. This achievement not only marks a new milestone for Mongols, but also sets a historic precedent as the first Asian team to reach the playoffs in the history of the IEM Katowice series. The team's roster reflects a blend of youthful energy and tactical prowess. Gert Magne Byamsurung, known as Blitz, 23-year-old team captain. Sodbayr Munchwald, known as Techno, 19 years old. Munchwald Ladsbayr, known as Sendu, 18 years old. Ayush Batbolt, known as Mzinyo, 17 years old. Uskbayr Vanzrich, known as 910, 22 years old. Guided by coach Irtendalla, known as Mara Bayimbat, MongolZ has proven that age is just a number, with an average player age of only 20.4 years. Their strategic adaptability and sharp in-game mechanics have made them formidable opponents on the global stage. As the tournament progresses, MongolZ will face the winner between Team Spirit and Natos Vinsir to compete for the group's championship. Their historic run at IEM Katowice 2025 has already cemented their place in esports history, and the world eagerly awaits to see how far this Mongolian sensation can proceed.
Recently, 75% of fraud crimes have been committed online, causing significant financial losses for many individuals. The police emphasize that public participation is crucial in detecting and preventing cybercrimes.
Last year, the police registered over 44,600 criminal cases, 35% of which were fraud-related. Notably, 75% of these fraud cases occurred online. The police warned that criminals frequently attempt to obtain personal information from active internet users through various deceptive methods. Fraudsters often send messages asking for money or claim to increase a person's credit limit in exchange for an advance payment. They also deceive people by promising financial returns for completing certain tasks. Additionally, romance scams have become one of the most common types of fraud. To avoid falling victim, never transfer advance payments to anyone. If you receive a message asking for a loan, always verify the request by calling the person directly. Before making a transfer, double-check whether the provided bank account belongs to the actual individual. If it doesn't, there is a high risk that it's a scam. Individuals who fall victim to cyber attacks and lose money should immediately contact the police. This allows authorities to freeze financial transactions, identify criminals, and take measures to prevent further harm to the victims. If there is a delay in reporting, the stolen money may be transferred through multiple accounts and end up in the hands of an international criminal network.
If you fall victim to online fraud or financial fraud, it's crucial to report it immediately to the police by calling 102. The cybercrime unit of the Criminal Police Department, which works in cooperation with the Bank of Mongolia and commercial banks, will begin investigating the case. By reporting the incident, authorities can freeze the transaction. This can help determine whether you have been scammed and, depending on the situation, there may be a possibility for compensation or recovering the lost funds.
With the growing use of online platforms, the incidence of these crimes is on the rise. In recent years, cyber fraud, cyber attacks, and online gambling have seen a significant increase. To avoid falling victim to these crimes, it is essential for everyone to protect their personal information and exercise caution when transferring money online. This serves as a crucial reminder to remain vigilant.
Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs.
Mongolia is set to make history at the upcoming Asian Winter Games by competing in curling for the very first time. The 9th Asian Winter Games 2025, to be held in Harbin, started in China on February 3rd. The official opening ceremony will be held on February 7th. Mongolia is more commonly associated with strength sports such as wrestling and judo. This marks an exciting opportunity for Mongolia to compete in a team sport which is known as curling. 35 Mongolian athletes will compete in 4 sports categories, including cross-country skiing, skating, and biathlon. The Asian Winter Games started with ice hockey on Monday. Around 1,200 athletes from 34 countries are participating. Harbin City is hosting the games for the second time. The last time was 29 years ago. Mongolia has been participating in the Asian Winter Games since the 1986 Sapporo Games, where the national team won 1 silver and 6 bronze medals. The annual 10,000 Camel Festival was held for 3 days in Dalanzatotsom of Umunro Province. The festival took place for the 26th time this year, starting from February 1st. Camel herders brought their best camels for the camel race. The camel race was held in different age categories. It is considered as a valuable nomadic heritage at this present time. As festival organizers say, the Camel Festival has its own significance in areas of culture, agriculture, tourism, and sports. Therefore, the organizers expressed their wish to organize the festival at the national level. Mongolia is home to the camel with 2 humps, which is known as the Baktrian camel, and Umunro province leads the country in numbers of camels.
You're watching News Mongolia. Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Now let's take a look at international news from our partner agencies. President Donald Trump on Monday held off on his tariff threats against Mexico and Canada for 30 days after the 2 U.S. neighbors agreed to boost border security efforts.
Trump on Saturday had directed that 25% tariffs on most imports from the two American partners, Mexico and China, and 10% on Canadian energy products go into effect at midnight Tuesday. The two nations threatened retaliation of their own, raising the prospects of a broader regional trade war. In a statement on X, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said that on a call with Trump, he pledged additional cooperation on border security. It follows similar moves by Mexico earlier Monday. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau posted Monday afternoon on X that the pause would occur while we work together, saying that his government would name a fentanyl czar, list Mexican cartels as terrorist groups, and launch a Canada-US Joint Strike Force to combat organized crime, fentanyl, and money laundering. The pause followed a similar move with Mexico that allows for a period of negotiations over drug smuggling and illegal immigration. The 10% tariff that Trump ordered on China is still set to go into effect as scheduled on Tuesday, though Trump planned to talk with Chinese President Xi Jinping in the next few days. The threat of a punishing trade war sent Wall Street on a roller coaster, with U.S. stocks initially falling sharply on worries about Donald Trump's tariffs, but then pairing those losses after Mexico said it had negotiated a one-month reprieve. The S&P 500 fell 0.8% Monday, following sharper losses across Asia and Europe. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 0.3%, and the Nasdaq Composite lost 1.2%. President Donald Trump's tariffs on imports from the nation's key trading partners will impact a wide range of industries. Automakers, electronics companies, big tech, and retailers are among the many stocks falling under the weight of the upcoming tariffs. These tariffs are not good for American companies, which is why the stock market fell, said Andrew Fieldhouse, a professor in the Mays Business School at Texas A&M University.
Imposing tariffs on a whole bunch of imports is going to push up the price of imported goods and make the inflation problem worse. These higher prices are going to eat into the disposable income of American households. Right? The Tax Foundation estimates that on average, American households will pay $830 more in tax from these tariffs. The price of imported foodstuffs like Canadian beef or grain or Mexican avocados and other fruits and vegetables will go up. And the United States can't immediately replace all of those imports with domestically produced food. Right? So if you cannot produce more avocados in the United States to meet demand, and our avocados have to be imported from Mexico, imposing a 25% tax on imported avocados means that the price is going to go up by roughly 25% for consumers.
NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte and UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer stressed the need for increased defense spending in the alliance amid the continuing war in Ukraine and a more volatile world.
Speaking at a news conference in Brussels on Monday, Rutte said investing in defense industries is an absolute must. Starmer and Rutte also fielded questions on U.S. tariffs and the territorial integrity of a NATO ally.
To put it in another way, to prevent war, we must spend more. The UK understands this instinctively. You have long met the 2% target, and I welcome plans to further increase investments in defense. Because in a more dangerous world, 2% will not be enough to keep us safe. We need to invest considerably more. We also need to replenish our stocks, and fast. There's no time to waste. Reviving our defense industries to ramp up defense production is an absolute must.
Since taking office in the White House last month, U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to impose tariffs on European Union imports and refused to rule out the use of military force to take control of Greenland, an autonomous territory of NATO ally Denmark. Starmer, who is in Brussels to attend a European Union leaders' meeting, the first attended by a UK leader since the UK left the bloc 5 years ago, is seeking to rebuild ties with the European Union while avoiding tariffs from Trump. Speaking alongside Rutte on Monday before the European Union dinner, Starmer said the UK would not have to choose between Europe and the United States, saying it's important that we work with both sets of partners, particularly at this volatile time.
It's important that we work with both sets of partners, particularly this volatile time, where I think it's generally accepted and rightly accepted that we face a more volatile world now than we have done for many decades. So now is the time to step up on all fronts with both the US and the EU. It is not the time to pull back on either front.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you tomorrow with more news and updates. Goodbye.